Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the South Youth Takeover for the Vote-A-Thon, streaming today at 12 p.m.
Welcome. Give me a second while I bring in our neighbors who are Spanish speaking to our interpretation line. Bienvenidos. Ustedes que quieren acceso al programa de hoy en español, por favor marquen el número que aparece en la pantalla, que es 646-749-3122. Cuando le contestan su llamada, compartan el código que también aparece en la pantalla, 779-328-221. A peaceful and powerful election day to you all. We are so glad that you are with us today. We will be with you all day. We have an 8 o'clock segment, which we're recording in the morning. At noon, you don't want to miss that segment because our youth are taking over the Vote-A-Thon, and it's a delight to see them in leadership. And then we'll be back with you at 6 p.m. tonight. You can call us at any time today, get a hold of us in any way that works for you. Our phone number is 414-672-8090. 414-672-8090. If you have any questions or concerns, you can contact us and we'll help you get through the day. We're going to be with you until the end of the election time today. My name is Tammy Rivera. I'm the executive director and the lead organizer here at Southside Organizing Center. And I want to let you all know next year we're going into our 35th birthday. And so we will have many ways that you can join us in celebrating those 35 years of service to our community. There are a whole group of people that make this production, this Vote-A-Thon happen. And I want to make sure you know that they're all for you and that they're here with you. And so some shout outs. Carmen Ortiz, our legal and program director, is coordinating and hosting. We have Gloria Garza, our interim lead canvasser, and she is our incoming Centro Latino manager, and she is learning the Vote-A-Thon roles today, so she's shadowing Stacy. And then we have Stacy Carlos, our organizer and lead of public resources. She's the person on staff who makes sure you know all the city services and community services that are available for you. And she is helping with comments today, and she is our backup producer, and she is one of the production trainers. And then we have Mario Canacasco, and he is our communications and digital organizing coordinator. He's also helping us be our interim IT person, and he's doing production today, and he coordinates bilingual services. And then Jeanette Torres is our organizer of youth programs, and she got the babies all trained up to do the takeover. They've been doing that for several cycles now, and you're going to see all the incredible videos they put together and all the work they did to ensure our democracy. And then we welcome Jorge Perez, our youth and leadership director, who's working with Jeanette this cycle to make sure that our youth are prepared and supported, and that Jeanette's supported, and overseeing our leadership work. And you'll hear more about him, especially about our 35th anniversary. And then we have our veteran youth, Alexis and Isabel, who will be leading most of the youth takeover today. And then we want to thank Tony Chavez, our operations director, who's our floating support today. Anything that goes down that's needed, he's going to be covering that. And we welcome Jennifer Leon, our executive and projects coordinator, who's going to be also shadowing and training today. We love our babies, our SAC youth. They're really the thing that fuel our engine. And so we'll be looking forward to that 12 o'clock program. And then we want to give a shout out this cycle. Luz Sosa is our interpreter, and we appreciate the work that she's doing to make sure that our Spanish-speaking community members have access. We have this season a great team of seasonal canvassers. We pilot a strategic partnership with some of our youth organizations. So shout out to Your Move, MKE, and ALAS, um, for joining us with their youth and their leaders. So we want to thank the team of canvassers, my entire staff, plus these new members of our canvassing team: Winnie, Jose M, Jose C, Cesar, Maria Mendez, Samuel Velasquez, and Alba Jimenez, for making sure that as many doors as possible we were at, with all kinds of information, but also with civic information. And we want to thank our neighbors who opened their doors, answered their phones, replied to our digital outreach this season, and will be engaged in voting today. We exceeded our goal of 25,000 outreach attempts, and we thank you all for participating in that. And then we want to say bravo to all of you who early voted and are voting today. I personally early voted at the Tippecanoe Library, and I stood in line for an hour and 25 minutes in the cold rain and was so impressed with the families that were there with babies covered under blankets, for our seniors in the community. In front of me was a mother with her son who was voting for the first time in a presidential race. There were people who had injuries that were there, and groups of families and friends. I was so inspired of the diversity I saw in age, race, ethnicity, and groupings. So happy that people are finding an investment in voting. And then I want to share a concern that I've shared at the previous Vote-A-Thons. I still think that those people we elected and people we pay to work in our government fell short again on ensuring that folks understand the constitutional amendment that is on the ballot today. And as I've said in the past, if we're going to change a constitutional amendment, there should be a process of informing the public with enough information of what the change is, what existed before, and what are the results of that change. And I didn't observe that happening again. And if we're going to do something as severe as changing a constitutional amendment, the public deserves due process in understanding that. And so we should kick up to our elected officials and let them know that. And then I want to urge those of you who may be thinking it's not worth voting in the election. We've given all kinds of reasons, and we certainly understand people's positions. But I just want to add another piece to that rah-rah to hopefully inspire you to get up and vote today. In recent history, people have fought and people died for many of us to get our rights, women and people of color. And in my grandmother's time, women and people of color didn't have the vote, didn't have the right to vote. And so, if anything else, for those people who sacrificed, injured, and died, get up and vote, mi gente. You can do it. The last thing I want to tell you is you might see us with different hairdos and different wardrobes because we pre-recorded some of these segments because sometimes we have technical difficulties. So don't be surprised, or be surprised, but understand. And so thank you for allowing us into your space and time today. And thank you for joining us to continue our peaceful and powerful work today of participating in democracy. And now I'm going to turn it over to Carmen Ortiz, our Legal and Programs Director.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our SOC Youth Takeover. My name is Isabel.
And my name is Kimari, and we just wanted to give you a heads up that we asked to fill out a Vote-A-Thon survey at the end of the program or before you leave. There is a $25 gift card prize. We can pull a winner when we have at least 10 surveys. Remember, your opinion matters to us.
We can see how many of you are with us, but not your names unless you drop a hello in the comment section. If you voted early, let us know. If you vote today, please share your voter number if you remember it.
During this year, our civic engagement theme has been Why We Vote. Today, as we head to the general election, we want to remind our friends and neighbors that your vote is your voice. Here are multiple ways to stay connected. In person at office, in person in community, or through Facebook or Instagram.
The views and opinions shared today do not necessarily reflect those of SOC. Now we have our Executive Director, Tammy Rivera, interviewing the Honorable Judge Pedro Collin, the first Latino elected to the Wisconsin legislature, where he served 6 terms, and he is now the first Latino judge on the Wisconsin Court of Appeals.
That's right.
If you could give one last push for voters this season to really motivate them, inspire them to go out to vote, what would you say to them?
I would say that every election is important, and obviously we have a responsibility to participate, and that goes without saying. That's every election, everything we do, and so that's every year. But I think when you hear the arguments in this election, particularly, I think it's really going to define who we are as a nation and as a people and as a community for a really long time. It's gonna be a real difference in the way in which we view each other. So obviously I can't endorse anybody. I don't really participate in the election process as a judge, but I do encourage people to vote, because I can tell you in every part of government that I've been in, including the judiciary, we elect people, and the people you elect make a real difference as to how things work and for whom they work and to what extent they work. And
We're on the screen.
Pedro Colon. I'd like to say thank you to Drea and Wilma. For saying hello. Next up, I'll be introducing Carmen with a demonstration on how to use myvote.gov.
But one of the things that we do during this Vote-A-Thon is to bring information about resources. One of the big resources that we have and we use all the time is the myvotewisconsin.gov. I'm going to show you a little bit of what we do or how we use the system, because it's especially important this morning if you want to find information about your voting place, whether you're registered or not, because you can still register today. So let me share and present the My Vote Wisconsin. Okay, if you can see, there are many items that you can take a look at, like your voter information, finding your polling place, what's on the ballot. And we're going to have other people talking about how to find specific information about candidates, how to update your name and address, register to vote. You can register at the poll today from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. How to vote absentee, track your ballot, and vote absentee in person. Today, we're going to look at the Find My Polling Place. And like in previous years, we're going to use our address to show you how to do that. We're here on 1300 South Layton Boulevard in the city of Milwaukee, and our zip code is 53215. By searching, I can see that our polling place is our Derfler School, and that's at the city of Milwaukee, Ward 215. You can find your own address using this tool. it will take you right to the map of the location. Again, we're sharing this information on our website, and it's here for your use. You can also access this information in Spanish. You can find sample ballots, and you can see all the different information that we have for our specific area. In addition to the presidential race, we have representatives, we have the assembly, and we have district attorney, among other positions that are contested and non-contested in Milwaukee. So go to myvotewisconsin.gov to get information about your location to vote and different other information.
Showing us how to use myvote.gov. Thank you, Carmen, for showing you how to use myvote.gov.
Please help us welcome Jonathan Zuniga from the City of Milwaukee Election Commission, who will be sharing some important voting day information. Welcome Jonathan Zuniga from the City of Milwaukee.
Hola mi gente de Milwaukee, mi nombre es Jonathan Zúñiga, trabajo para la Comisión Electoral de la ciudad de Milwaukee. Feliz día de las elecciones. Recuerde que hoy todos los lugares de votación están abiertos hasta las 8 p.m. Si usted está en línea a las 8 p.m., usted puede votar. También recuerde traer su identificación con foto para poder votar. Si usted se cambió de dirección o es su primera vez votando, usted se puede registrar el día de hoy en su lugar de votación. Solamente necesita traer un comprobante de su dirección y una identificación con foto. Por ejemplo, si usted tiene su identificación o licencia de conducir del estado de Wisconsin, que es válido con su nombre y su dirección, es lo único que necesita para poder votar y registrarse. Pero si su ID o identificación o licencia de conducir del estado de Wisconsin tiene una dirección antigua, usted puede traer un bill de alguna electricidad, de su teléfono, algún estado bancario de alguna cuenta que tenga su nombre y su dirección. Eso cuenta como un comprobante de dirección. Incluso si usted lo trae en una forma digital en su teléfono, una foto, eso también cuenta conforme se lo pueda demostrar a los trabajadores electorales. Eso le cuenta como comprobante de su dirección. Entonces, los trabajadores electorales están aquí para ayudarle a votar el día de hoy. Pero si usted tiene alguna pregunta, algún comentario, puede llamarnos a la Comisión Electoral. Nosotros tenemos personal que habla español. Nuestro número de teléfono es el 414-286-3491. Otra vez, 414-286-3491. Estamos aquí para ayudarle. Esperemos que usted salga a votar el día de hoy.
Thank you, Jonathan, for the great information. Now help us introduce Kristen Hansen for the fair elections.
Hello, my name is Kristen Hansen. I'm the coordinator for the Fair Elections Center in Wisconsin. I want to talk to you about your rights and responsibilities as a voter. As a voter in Wisconsin, you must be 18 years old, a U.S. citizen, which means you were born here or you went through the naturalization process and you are now a citizen. You cannot have been declared by a judge to be incompetent, but that's very rare. I wouldn't worry about it. And if you have a previous felony conviction, but you are off paper, all of your fines and fees are paid, and you're no longer under supervision, you can vote again. Once you've decided to vote, you need to register, and you can do that during early voting in Wisconsin, which starts Tuesday, October 22nd, or you can register at the polls on Election Day, November 5th. You need to bring with you proof of your identity. Usually that's the Wisconsin driver's license, a Wisconsin ID card, a passport, or your social security number. And you need to prove where you live. If your driver's license has the address on it where you live, you're done. That works. If your ID has that address, you're done. If you have any other government ID that has your address on it, that will work. Otherwise, you can bring a utility bill, a bank statement, a pay stub, or any letter from the government that is addressed to you at the address you live in. Bring that all with you, and you can register to vote when you go to vote, early or in person on November 5th. When you get there to vote, you should be treated with respect, and you should be treated like every other voter. If you feel that something is not right, or you were turned away from the polls and you don't understand the reason, you should call the hotline. 866-OUR-VOTE is the English hotline. 888 Vota is the Spanish hotline. There will be lawyers on that hotline who can help you figure out how to vote. If someone challenges your right to vote, that is a very important legal process, and the chief inspector at the polls has to swear in the challenger and make them prove that they know you and that they know you can't vote. Don't let that happen to you. Stand up for your rights. Call the hotline. The hotline is there to help you, but so are the poll workers. If you have any questions, you should ask for the chief election inspector, who is in charge of the polling place and can help you vote. If you forgot your ID on the day of the election, but you are registered to vote and they find you in the poll book, you can vote on a provisional ballot. That means they will let you vote and they will put your ballot aside. And when you bring your ID back, either the same day or to your city clerk by the end of the week, your ballot will then be counted. So hopefully all of these things come together and you will be able to vote in this election. Now, your responsibility as a voter is to make sure that you know these rights, you stand up for your rights, you stand up for the rights of other people to vote, but you also know who the candidates are. We recommend you go to guides.vote. That's guides, Guides, vote, VOTE. There you will find guides to the presidential election and Wisconsin's U.S. Senate election that were created by teams of journalists and lawyers to be unbiased. They're not swayed one way or the other. They will just tell you where the candidates stand on the important issues that you care about. So go out there, educate yourself, make sure you stand up for your rights, and help each other vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Kristen, for sharing with us. I just want to say hello to Dawn, who just said hello in the comment section. But next up, we have a brief commercial from us, the Stock Youth.
Who am I here with today? Val. And why do you think it's important to vote? Because your vote ensures that your voice is heard.
Hi there. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm Cesar Gomez. I'm with the Southside Organizing Center. And what's your name, sir?
My name is Guy Smith.
All right, Guy Smith. Here we have one question for you.
All right.
Name one reason why you're going to vote in this election.
I think the reason it's very important to vote is because to have your voice heard and to make sure that we're able to have the resources to take care of ourselves and our community. So it's very important to have your voice heard.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, so who am I here with today?
Demaya.
Hi, Demaya. Why do you feel it's important to vote?
Because it's kind of like you kind of speaking your thoughts, and it's important.
Yes.
Hello there. My name is Cesar Gomez, and I'm with the Southside Organizing Center. What's your name, sir?
Martin Rodriguez.
All right, and what is one reason people should go and vote in these upcoming elections?
If they care about their future.
Thank you very much.
All right, so who am I here with today?
I'm Jacob Domnitz.
Okay, nice to meet you. I have a question. Why do you feel that it's important to vote?
I think it's important to vote because you get a representative in office who represents your values and morals, and I think that's really important.
Thank you.
Next up, we would like to share a message from the ACLU.
Hello, everybody. I'm so excited to join y'all today. Thank you, Southside Organizing, for putting together this amazing Vote-A-Thon for us all in the community. And thank you for inviting the ACLU to be a part of it. My name is Abby Holmuth. I'm the Youth Programs Manager. And today I'm going to give you some information about voter intimidation, hoping that none of us have to use it, but nonetheless, very important to be aware of it and have it in your pocket. If you're going to the polls today, feel free to take some screenshots as I go through. So let's get into it. Wisconsinites, happy Election Day. Real quick, if you're not familiar with the ACLU, our mission is to protect, defend, and expand civil rights and liberties for communities, all communities, particularly for communities historically denied their rights through nonpartisan advocacy, community education, litigation, and organizing in order to create a more just future for us all. So, voter intimidation, what is it? Federal law says that no person shall intimidate, threaten, coerce any other person for the purpose of interfering with their right of that person to vote or to vote as they may choose. So what does that mean? Some examples: aggressively questioning voters about their citizenship, criminal record, or any other qualifications that you need to vote. Falsely presenting oneself as an elections official, spreading false information about voter requirements, such as an ability to speak English, displaying false or misleading signs about voter fraud and the related criminal penalties, and any other harassment, particularly toward non-English speakers and voters of color that you may experience or you may witness. So some what-if scenarios. At the polls, there may be something like an exit interview. Those have to be done 100 feet away from the polling entrance, the polling location. So if you see that, it is likely a professional journalist who is out there asking general questions about how your experience was that day. It's completely optional, and there should be no coercion or pressure to engage in that if you do not want to. Wearing candidate clothing or accessories, that is not allowed. So if you see it, feel free to report it and be sure to not engage in that yourself. If you are directly asked who you voted for by anybody, that is something you absolutely do not need to answer. And if it is in an intimidating fashion or an aggressive way, please feel free to report it. So who can you report it to? We have, throughout this quick minute video, there's some lines of phone numbers, the election protection hotline. Please use that. There should be, poll workers, your county clerk, elections commissioner, people at the polling site that you can ask to speak to. So please make sure to advocate, again, for yourself and for others. Poll monitors are not usually allowed in the enclosed space, so that includes the voting machines or the immediate area. So if you feel like people are looking in or watching, please, again, advocate for yourself and advocate for others. People should not be campaigning anywhere allowed inside or near the polling place. It can be permitted outside the polling place at a certain distance. So some states it's 200 feet. Again, it can depend. If it feels like it's less than 100 feet away, please report it. Police are allowed inside the polling place. However, if you're feeling intimidated or harassed by a police officer, you can also report that. Voting with disabilities, please feel free to take a screenshot of this. There are many different protected rights that if you have a disability that you are protected by federal law. So please feel free to take a screenshot at this. If you're not registered to vote, please don't freak out. You can always ask poll workers to double check. If you're not registered, ask if there's another list of voters. Sometimes you may also be able to check a statewide system if one is available. If they still can't find you, ask for a provisional ballot. All voters are entitled to that. Feel free to screenshot this as well. It is some voter ID helpful information, what's accepted, what you can bring to the polling place with you today. And feel free to take a camera over this QR code. It is our voting rights guide. So it has all information that I couldn't fit into this short video today, but feel free to use it for this election, for future elections, and to share with friends and family. So one real quick thing, voting rights, it is intersectional, right? It goes with all issues. So these are some of the issues that the ACLU focuses on, and voting rights has everything to do with each of these issues. So make sure to vote your values, vote your rights, and use your voice to do so. Civic engagement is so, so important, and there's other ways to do it outside of voting. And that's volunteering, knowing your community, having conversations with family and friends and in community, signing petitions, attending town halls, protesting. So we always encourage those. If you can vote, if you can't vote, if you voted but want to do more, there's so much more that you can do. So protecting democracy, if you or someone you know is a voter seeking assistance on election day, if you've witnessed something, if they have witnessed something, please get your phones out, get ready to screenshot. This is the phone number, the different languages. Use it absolutely at any time. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to the ACLU, to reach out to me. You can scan any of these QR codes to get in touch with somebody. And here's if you want to follow us, friend us, all those good things. And that's all we got. Thanks everybody for listening. Thank you, Southside Organizing. Enjoy the day getting out the vote. Celebrate yourself, celebrate your voice, and empower one another. Thanks everybody.
Thank you, Abby, for the video from the ACLU. Next up, we have a video from the League of Women Voters regarding the amendment on the ballot.
Hi, Wisconsin voters. Did you know that this year your voting rights are on the ballot? And it only comes down to one word, only. This November, there's a question on the ballot aiming to change Article 1 of Section 3 that states that every United States citizen gets the right to vote, and changing it to only a United States citizen gets the right to vote. Now, what does this mean? I know it sounds very similar, but changing the article from every to only can lead to further restrictions on our rights to vote, and can lead to needing further proof of citizenship in order to vote in further elections. Our polls are safe and secure, and requiring more documentation at the polls can lead to further barriers for voters, like people like me who are students who might need to leave these documents at home.
Yes, and we want to add to that information of some of the organizations that are asking people to vote no, and some of the organizations that are asking people to vote yes. Some of the organizations asking people to vote no are the League of Women Voters, the Fair Maps Coalition, Wisconsin Democracy Campaign, Voces de la Frontera, Souls to the Polls, the ACLU, and many more. There's at least 30 organizations that are asking people to vote no on that referendum. On the people asking to vote yes, we have the Republican legislature in Wisconsin, and we have the Wisconsin Family Action, also a group asking people to vote yes. If you need more information about this issue, the League of Women Voters is a site that you can use to obtain more information.
Yes. Before we finish up today, we can see how many of you are with us, but not your names unless you drop us a hello in the comment section. If you voted early or today, please let us know and share what number voter you were if you remember.
With that being said, I'd like to say hello to Sarita for saying hello in the comments.
We would like to share some announcements with you all, but please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube to stay up to date with our events and programming. Please don't forget to complete the today's Vote-A-Thon survey for a chance to win a prize or a $25 gift card.
Hey Milwaukee, are you ready to get out and vote?
Well, the general fall elections have finally arrived.
The polls are open today from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. and should take nearly 15 minutes to vote.
If you're in line by 8 p.m., you must be allowed to vote.
If you are having trouble voting, feel free to call the SOC office at the ACLU hotline for English speakers and for Spanish speakers.
For more detailed information, please click the link below where you can find voter information, including your specific voter info.
Register day of with the proper identification, which includes
Your polling place is important because the recent census changed some of our districts,
which resulted in some of our polls location changes. Remember, guys, it is important for you to stay connected to your vote all year round.
You could do this by holding your elected officials accountable for their promises and votes. And just a reminder from the SOC youth,
your vote is your voice.
Thank you, Madrina Congresswoman Gwen Moore, for awarding SOC with a $1 million earmark for the purpose of opening the new Centro Latino, Milwaukee, here on the South Side. We are excited for the future, and we will keep everyone updated on the future developments for the new Centro Latino.
Save the date, SOC's 35th anniversary retro ball is happening Saturday, October 18, 2025, Sweetest Day. Be on the lookout for our monthly countdown that will include upcoming events and initiatives leading up to our anniversary celebration. We hope to see you all there. Are you having safety concerns in your neighborhood, illegally dumping becoming an issue, or graffiti popping up all night, a content problem? Please reach out to SOC Safety Lead at safety.socmilwaukee.org. Take down your concern and work with you to fix the problem.
Starting in 2025, SOC will be open the first 4 Saturdays of the month, with each department taking turns offering programming to our neighbors. Stay tuned for more info. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn to stay connected year-round.
Milwaukee, you're the most important city in the world right now. Today is your last chance to make your voice heard in this critical election and race for president. Polls are open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. You can register to vote at your polling site with proof of address. And don't forget to bring your photo ID with you. Give us a call at 414-742-1060 if you need a ride to the polls. Let's get out and vote, Milwaukee. Happy Election Day. Your vote is power.
Thank you all for watching today's SOC Youth Takeover. Remember,
your vote is your voice. Now we'll close out with a brief message from Reverend Lewis.